Welcome back to Glenn's Vintage Radio on YouTube. This summer I worked on 10 new cabinets for restoration, and here they are. Over the winter I will be working on the chassis of these radios, and as I get them done I'll post videos for each one of them. First one you see here is an RCA 19K from 1940. The cabinet was redone but very dark, so I sanded it and put a few coats of lacquer on it, and it looks like it came back quite nicely. You can now see the grain in the top of the cabinet and in the pillars on the side of the cabinet. And the unique kind of faux finish on the front round tubular piece was left alone, and just the odd touch-up was done to it to try to disguise some of the nicks in it. And it was also relabeled with the proper labeling for each of the knobs. As you can see, the veneers on it are really nice once you're able to see them through the dark finish that had been applied to this radio. Next up is a Rogers Majestic 1060 from 1935. It is a twin to another radio that I have here in my collection, a smaller Rogers radio of the same era. Here's an Emerson 578A from 1941. Pretty rough shape for the cabinet, but it was small, very tiny radio. I can pick it up with one hand clamped around the top of it and move it anywhere. It's got a unique history, and we'll talk more about it when I do the videos later. Stromberg Carlson 120B from 1936. I seem to have an affinity for 1936 radios, and in particular Stromberg. They're just a lot of fun to work on and very rewarding. Here we have one of my favorites. It's a Stromberg Carlson 150L from 1936. The top was gone on it, so I had to buy some veneer and reapply it to the top of the radio. Next is the Zenith 7S 529 from 1941 that a friend of mine from Chicago brought to me this summer, and it came out very nicely. Very happy with the finish and with the cleanup job I did on the face of the radio. This is a Zenith 8H034 from 1946. It's called the Major, and this radio has quite a history. It has two FM bands, FM 45 and FM 100. Here we have a Stromberg Carlson 130H, again from 1936. It's got these great wooden knobs, and although it's a very square radio, it does have some really nice veneer and cleaned up very nicely. Here's a Bakelite radio, a Philco 3A1A. It's a Canadian radio made by Philco in 1939. It's got a new cloth on it, and after a lot of experimentation and some gloss lacquer applied to it, I was able to get it to look pretty decent. And it's got a new dial cover that has been applied to it. So keep watching, there'll be new radios coming. Thanks for being here.